Do it, lady. You've resigned. And take your bloody NFTs with you.
On the island of Sodor, there are many types of railways. We have the Northwestern Railway, the Skarloey Railway, the Colby Fell Railway, Arlesdale Railway, and finally, ever since 2013, we have the Estate Railway. There are 3 engines who work there: Stephen, Glynn, and Millie. Their line runs from Ulfstead Castle to the Dinosaur Park. This afternoon, Ulfstead Castle was planning to have a Halloween party. Oh, how I've missed the holidays before my restoration. Well, you won't miss this Halloween, especially my skeleton jokes. You may find some of them pretty humorous. So, I wonder what else decorations we could add to this place. Any ideas? Ooh, how about some ghosts, or ghouls, or witches? Oh, I know. How about some werewolves, or vampires, or dragons? Wait, a dragon? What's that? Oh, well, a dragon is a massive mythical creature with big bright scales and a low roaring noise. And worst of all, they can claim the ability to breathe out fire and smoke. Oh, I hope I don't encounter a dragon this evening. Don't worry, Glynn. They're only in fairy tales. This made Glynn feel better. That afternoon, Glynn was on his way to pick up some apples for the apple bobbing. Then he noticed something very strange. Big bright scales, low growling sounds, breathing fire! A dragon! Oof! What is it, Glynn? Dragon! Oh, come on, Glynn. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm sure there's no such things as dragons. I'll take a peek. No. You let it in! Oh. Dragon castle! Faster! Turn! Oh my. We're here? Is everybody okay? Me, Stephen, Charlie? Where's Charlie? Oh no! Charlie's trapped in the castle with that dragon! What do we do, Stephen? Well, we can't fight that beast off. Not without some armor. There was an old boiler along the side. Glynn, I don't know if a train has a brain, but I've got an idea. Oh, hi there, Mr. Dragon. I didn't know that you creatures existed, but it turns out you guys are really, really rare. Is that how you like your steak? Charge! Stand down, thou savage! You leave our ally Charlie alone. Thou shalt taste thy steel! Bad choice of words. Snickersnack, thy ally hast been mortally wounded from this tyrant. Save the Shakespearean. We've got a pest to control. He's almost out. We need more power. Yeah! Oof. Aha! We got him out. Woohoo! Thanks for the assist, Charlie. Guys, what do you call the middle of a song? What? The bridge! Raise the drawbridge! He's coming back! Aha! He fell into the moat! Woohoo! Well, we can cross that off our worry list. What's all the cheering about? Has the dragon arrived? What, dragon? Yes, the animatronic dragon for the Halloween party tonight. Oh. Rocky was called in to pull the dragon out of the moat. Well, at least nothing too bad was damaged within it. Within it? Yes. Your dragon was recently upgraded with a smoke machine within it and a sound chip. Well, that explains its abilities. But how is it moving by itself? Oh, that was me. I had to deliver the Chinese dragon from the mainland. Oh, that explains a lot. Well, at least it doesn't look too bad. I'll just call in a fitter, and I'll have him repair it. At least there's only a few more hours left until we have the party started. Well, that's good to hear. And finally, everything was all set up. So the reason why that skeletons couldn't play music is that they had no organs. Well then, Sir Robert, quite a party you have. I do believe this is our spookiest one yet. Stephen and Glynn seemed to agree when they saw the dragon. Well then, you two, sir, look behind you! Hello? God! Ooh, Topham, you really shouldn't have your imagination running wild.
It's the time of year. The time that conceals scares and surprises.
And ghost stories.
And when the engine went through the buffers, he never returned again. You know, that plot sounds very similar to a low-rated movie.
Well, I have a scary story for you all. It all started long ago at an old ship canoe. There was construction of a new siding near the place, so the miners wasted no time evacuating the blast from the mines. One miner was working so hard that he got dusty ballast specks into his eyes. He rubbed his eyes so much that they were red as rubies. It creeped out some of the miners, and they nicknamed him the Red-Eyed Miner. Then one day, it happened.
He retired?
No, tragedy struck. The Red-Eyed Miner was trapped, so he went to the darkness to find a way out. But he was never found again. Legend has it that every night on the month of the accident in the mine, you can see his glowing red eyes and maybe hear a tune as he works.
The engines shook their side rods.
That was a pretty scary story.
Even Mike was quite petrified of the tale. The next day, the engines eventually let go of their fears and continued on with their work. That evening, Jock was just shunting at the ballast mines. And right when he was about to depart, he heard an unfamiliar, raspy voice. We'll meet again. Don't know where.
What's on? Who's that?
I think it's a hobo or so. Let's get out of here. And that's just what Jock did. The following day, Jock told the engines about his events last night.
So this guy was singing "We'll Meet Again."
It's probably a drunkard.
What makes you think of that?
It's the 21st century, mate. Humans do weird stuff nowadays. One time, on the platform, I saw this one lass with her iPhone. You know, phones with the eye in front of it, but anyways, she was doing one of those selfies, and then she said, #bangs. Oh, the way she said it made my coupling cringe. But that aside, we've got work to do. I don't want to be spooked out anymore. And so, Mike puffed away to work. But soon, Mike's fears returned when the night was crisp and cold. He had to pick up some rolling stock from the mines. But when he got to the mines, he was very shaken. Suddenly, he heard a low whistle. Who's there? It was only an owl hooting away. Oh, well, there's your whistling tune. I wonder where the eyes are. The red-eyed miner!
Oh, finally I'm out. I could barely breathe in there.
The next day.
First Jock, now Mike thinking there's a ghost roaming at the mines.
Maybe Mike's right. There could be someone causing havoc.
We better tell some workman to search the woods a bit. Speaking of Mike, where is he?
Okay, Ryan, as risky as this sounds, I'm going to need to make an alliance with Sailor John. What? No, but you can't do that. I know, but I just thought maybe there is some good in him, so I know it's crazy talk. I meant like you can't because he passed away with skin cancer on his head 3 years ago. Oh. However, I could go to the Blue Mountain Quarry to pick up some dynamite. That's a great idea. Meanwhile, back at the mines...
Anything?
Not one person. Maybe we scared them off.
That's Mike's whistle.
Say your prayers, demonic Casper! Suddenly, I feel so much better.
Mike, you cocky hot female! You could have severely injured someone in there!
Sounds like there is someone in there. We'll go check and see. And so they did. And when the dust cleared, their next sight beguiled them. Wow, what a blast! Oh, hey there. Nice of you to pop in. Outside, Rex and Bert pulled the old engine out. He was very rustic. Hello, my name's Albert. I used to work on the Minnesota Railway. Dearie me, how long were you down there? Well, it all started during World War II.
Okay, if it's your backstory that bad, you don't have to tell us.
I was shunting in the mines
Never mind. He's telling us.
when all of a sudden the air raids went off. My crew jumped clear, but they still left my steam on and accidentally turned on the reverser. And I was left in the mines. The engines felt sympathy for Albert and thought it was best to help him.
Well, that's the end of that chapter. So, who's ready to put the past behind us?
Right behind you.
Jeez, don't have to sound serious.
Jock? That wasn't me.
Oh, then who was it?
Happy Halloween! A thick fog had rolled in on the island. Although, the engines didn't really like the fog. Not because it was dangerous to travel in, but it was also creating a very eerie, unsettling atmosphere. Fizzling fireboxes. I really don't like this fog. As for I, Thomas. But don't worry. According to my weather app, it says that the fog will clear up tomorrow. At the Farquhar branch, Cleo was just sleeping in her barn when she awoke to a splattering noise outside.
Huh? What's that noise?
Cleo turned on her self-auto drive system and went out to investigate. She couldn't really see what was out in the fog, but it did look frightening.
Yeah! Bullseye! Ah, good shot! Oh no! Goblins! Ah! Ghost train! Oh, time to go.
Ghost train? Where?
Just then, Ruth came out to see the commotion.
Percy? Cleo? What's going on out here?
She investigated the barn, only to find nasty egg splatters on it. Percy looked disgusted as well, but carried on with his work. But before he went to sleep, he told the Farquhar folks about it.
Oh dear, looks like Cleo had a nasty encounter from teenagers.
Teenagers? What are they?
Teenagers. You know there's children and adults? Well, there's an age group that fits between them. Those are teenagers.
Toby and I had a nasty encounter from them once. They were about to paint on us.
Grace and Isle, I do hope those teenagers get what's coming to them.
Wait here, Cleo. I'm going to purchase some audio speakers.
Okay, Beth.
As Cleo waited, she noticed what looked like 3 young men.
Hello there.
Oh, hey there, little car.
Say, what's in your hand?
Oh, they're eggs for breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Come on, lads, we gotta go.
Later on, she heard what it sounded like a diesel horn.
Didius Diesel.
Oh, hello there, and who might you be?
Hi, I'm Cleo. And you are?
I'm Diesel. Easy to remember since I'm the Diesel. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. So, you're in a little pickle, right?
Cleo explained to Diesel about last night's events.
Well, it is October. Have you thought about scaring them? Chasing them off your property?
I don't know. Isn't that a little mean?
Oh, slow down there, Turbo. I won't think about it as mean. I'd more likely see it as a defense mechanism.
Well, I guess I see your point.
You'll learn, sweetie. Well, back to work, ta-ta.
I'm back. Let's head on home.
So off Ruth and Cleo went. But when they got back, history began to repeat.
Oh no, not those teenagers again.
Cleo thought about the word teenagers, but then she remembered those 3 boys with the eggs in their hands. Those must be the teenagers, she thought to herself. But then she also remembered what Diesel said about scaring them and chasing them.
There's only one thing I do. I have to scare off those teenagers.
Eventually, nighttime came. It was a little dark, and right now, all the teenagers were separated. One of them, the stout one, was just taking a little stroll.
Bad. Just as fun as last night, and...
Just then, he heard what it sounded like a song from a radio. It was coming from Cleo, who was just happily dancing along to it.
Come on and talk to me. Lovey-dovey, lovey one. Come on and sit on my knee.
She remained awfully quiet while the song was playing. Of course, she was waiting at the right time to pounce.
Oh, hear that? Was that your barn?
But Cleo didn't reply.
Hey, you're not mad, are you?
Cleo chased after the stout teenager, cackling away like a witch. Eventually, she cornered him in an alley.
What do you want from me?
Cleo then started to slowly approach the stout teenager. The stout teenager was scared that Cleo was actually driving by herself.
Don't be such a scaredy cat. I only want to tell you to not throw eggs anymore.
And with that, Cleo backed down, leaving a pale-faced teenager. The leader was just loitering with a bike when he saw the stout teenager panicking.
Go score!
The heck's he going on about? No matter. He was just starting to ride on his bike when he felt like he was being followed. The leader kept pedaling and pedaling until he eventually met up with the Peekabangs teenager.
What's going on?
Some junkhead's following me. I just hope he comes here.
Wait, aren't you the same car we saw at Natford?
It can't be. Look at my bike. Come on, Pratt. We're not finished yet.
No, we're not.
Come at me! Walk it down!
Oh, I should have done that.
It's that ghost car! Run! But Cleo wasn't gonna let him get away so easily. Cleo figured that she's scared enough, so then she headed off for home. You broke my bike. You scare my friends. I'm not gonna give up that easily. I'll find you!
Ruth! Ruth! You wouldn't believe
Glynn! There you are! I was so worried about you, especially at this hour. Have you been out all by yourself?
Yes, I'm sorry. But I have good news. I scared the teenagers off.
You did what?
Yes! You should have seen them running around like chickens when I chased them.
Cleo, that wasn't very nice of you.
But Diesel told me to scare and chase them.
Diesel, you should know better than to listen to him for ideas.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. We did it because they caused trouble in our home.
Oh, Cleo, I know what the teenagers did was wrong, but chasing them off like that doesn't make things right. And furthermore, we both know that you're a lot bigger than any person here on this island. You could have easily hurt one of them.
Yes, man. I know.
Until November 1st, I'm going to turn off your auto self-drive mechanism so I can keep you under close supervision. However, since you brought up scaring them, I'd like to show you my latest invention, the Halloween hologram device, or Double HD for short. This contraption makes holograms of monsters with sounds, like werewolf, Bigfoot, Frankenstein's monster, vampire.
Ooh, what about a monster?
Ooh, good choice. With some strobe lights, we'll definitely scare them if they dare to return.
And sure enough, they did later that night. Are you ready?
What about the ghost car?
It's just a dumb vehicle.
Now here's the plan. This time, we mummify the trees, and then we break into that barn, and we smash that car to 1,000,000 pieces.
Hey, who's that?
Gotcha!
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Hello, hello, hello. Are these the boys, ma'am?
Yes, officer. Those boys were egging our barn.
All right, lads, you're coming with me, and your parents will hear about this too.
The Double HD worked. I'll be sure to use it every year.
At Natford Station, there was a Halloween party going on, and a couple of the Farquhar folks were talking with Diesel when Cleo showed up.
Hi, Diesel. Guess what? We hold a hologram to scare those teenagers. I guess we're right about the scaring part.
Yes. I'm glad it worked out.
Happy Halloween, Diesel!
And happy Halloween to you too.
That's my junk, that's my way. Do it like that and I repay it. Don't be scared, I ain't afraid. Just like
It was Halloween time once again on the Northwestern Railway.
Hello, Thomas. Thomas. Hello, Percy.
Hi, James.
And that is the origins of trick-or-treating. Pretty cool, huh?
Good evening, you lot.
Hello there, James. What are you doing here?
I thought I'd share a story with you all. Usually I do it with the Steam team, but I thought I'd shake things up a bit and tell you engines here at Napford.
Is that the one about the monster underneath the shed again?
No, this time it's different.
Or what about the Phantom Express?
Oh, come now, guys. He says it's different. I would actually like to hear something unique for once. And so, James began his spooky, scary story of the sinister shapeshifter. Long ago, on an old railway, there was an engine. Although we may not know its true name, it was just labeled the letter M. The engine appeared to be an opportunistic type of engine, wanting to do whatever job is available, no matter how big or small it was. The other engines were looking for an engine like that. However, the engine labeled the letter M was starting to get on the other engine's nerves, begging for more and more jobs. Even when dieselization took over, the engine was persistent. At last, all of the engines, both steam and diesel, had enough of his presence. They realized now that he was just a craver, looking for stardom. So they exiled him from the railway.
I don't understand. I've been nothing but nice to you, and in return I got nothing,
growled the engine as he stormed off. The engine rested in a siding when out of nowhere, a mysterious figure stood beside him. I hear that you want to get involved in some jobs.
How did you know?
Oh, word gets around, answered the figure. But what if I could grant your wish? I can give you all the opportunities, all the jobs you want, and more. I could give you the power to shapeshift into whatever you please. You want a job that involves diesels? You can turn into a diesel. Or how about a lorry-involved job? You can turn into a lorry. All that and more. But a little word of warning. Once you accept it, there's no turning back. Down to take my offer?
I'll do whatever it takes,
answered the engine. Then the die is cast. The engine's wish was granted, and he returned to the railway, only to find the entrance barricaded by the same engines that banished him.
No matter,
answered the engine, for he saw a road nearby. He transformed into a vehicle. But when he did that, the engines were horrified. Word spread across the railway, and the entire railway was abandoned. Now, the engine was left there roaming around, and the wizard witnessed it all. Whatever is the matter, dear engine? You got what you wanted. Too bad that you lost what you already had.
Now that was a good story.
Indeed, quite a startling one.
I thought it was a good spooky story too.
Oh my gosh, you startled me.
Who are you?
Hello, I'm Don. I'm a retired porter of this railway.
Well, actually, your name tag says Donovan, but I can understand why you're called Don for short.
Well, I'm off to Vickerstown.
Are you sure you want to be James Cleo? 'Cause you know, Rosie's red too.
I know, but he looks so cool and really splendid. I can be Rosie next year.
Well, okay then.
Say, can we see the party at Vickerstown?
It won't be ready until tomorrow, but we can check it out.
In the goods yard at Dryle, Stafford was giving Bloomer some oil.
Thank you, electric youngster. Now Michaels won't squeak as much.
Alright, Stafford, back to Nafford we go.
Stafford stopped by a crossing to let some automobiles pass. But as he waited, one vehicle in particular, with a number 5 on the side, drove by. That caught Stafford off guard.
Driver, did you see that?
See what?
Never mind.
Stafford proceeded up to Knapford Station.
Hello, Stafford. You look like you've seen a ghost.
James, this may sound mad, but was that you at the crossing?
What are you on about?
James was in no mood for puzzles, for he had a commuter's train to take to Vickerstown.
Afternoon, Stafford. Hey, you look startled.
I thought I saw James as a car on the crossing.
I don't know what's on your mind, old chum. Maybe your battery needs a recharge.
Okay. Well, I need to pick up a train from Brandon Dock.
Take care now, and say hi to Rosie for Porter.
It is the spooky month!
Now! Shush! Tired of hearing that! Jeez! Beep boop, I am a robot.
Let's do this Texas style.
Roger that!
Thanks for the petrol, Norman. Say, you dressed up as James?
My pleasure. And yes I am. And what are you? Some type of ranger?
You could say that.
Stanley was just passing by when he thought he saw Norman until he glanced at the number 5.
Funny, James isn't a scaredy engine.
Maybe a bat flew by him.
Stanley's coupling rods rattled when he arrived at Vickerstown. He couldn't believe what he saw. And when James pulled in, he was startled even more and told him what he saw.
First Stafford, now you, Stanley? What sort of joke is this?
James went to the Vickerstown sheds and used the turntable to turn around for his return train. But as he was about to approach his coaches, Norman was in his way.
Hello, James.
Norman? You're wearing the number 5? I thought that was Rusty's. Wait, so you're the diesel Stanley was talking about back at the station?
Wow! 2 red friends? Number 5? That makes 3.
Oh, hey, you're that little car of Ruth's back in August.
Yep. The name's Cleo.
You three seem to be having loads of fun.
Hello again, Don.
Told you I'd be here in Vickerstown. Glad I've known this island for quite some time here.
Hey, you guys want to have some fun back in Hartford?
Actually, I have an idea!
I couldn't make out who that red diesel was. At first, I could have sworn it was Norman, but it had a number 5 on its side.
Something quite strange is afoot.
Okay, guys, hold on. You're making this into a way bigger deal than it already needs to be. Surely there's a proper explanation. Hey, James, you're early.
Yes, I am.
And where are your coaches?
Oh, I wanted to pay a trip to the steelworks to get a new trick.
Yeah! How did you...
And that's not all.
What kind of witchcraft is this?
Isn't it obvious?
I am the sinister shapeshifter.
Good grief! That was way more scattered than last year!
Oh, the look on your faces.
Norman? James? You two were a part of this plan?
I don't believe it.
What's all this then? A little Halloween party?
I guess you can say that, Edward.
I guess that Donovan guy was right. The sinister shapeshifter story was a pretty good story.
Donovan?
Yep, I think he's a porter here on the railway.
Interesting. I do recall a railway staff member named Donovan, but he passed away a long time ago.
I told you. I've known this island for quite some time.
As a punishment for taking Skarloey's haulage wagon, Sir Handel was given quarry duties at the Blue Mountain Quarry, taking stone and slate to and fro. And on weekends, he was sent shunting at the Skarloey Depot. He hated that part of the punishment. For a good reason. A certain piece of rolling stock was giving him the heebie-jeebies.
Well, laddies. Look what the cat dragged in.
Stow it, Duncan. I'm not upset with the punishment I was given, but I am a bit paranoid about the conflat.
The conflat?
Out of all the engines, me and Peter Sam know the conflat was a component of the old number 5.
But I'm the number 5 of the Scarlet Railway.
Actually, Rusty, before you came in the picture, there was a pioneering engine called the Grass Chomper. It worked with me and Sir Handel on this railway for a short while.
The Grass Chomper? Do tell us about it!
Peter Sam let out a somber exhale through the nose and began his story. In 1955, a new engine was built to help Peter Sam and Sir Handel run the railway while Skarloey and Rheneas are away for repairs. This was known as Hugh's Folly, or more commonly known as Grass Chomper. Grass Chomper didn't look like much of an engine, more like a hodgepodge of pieces put together. Chassis of a slate truck, a transmission from a narrowboat, and a motor from a Model T. It handled maintenance and track work, as well as Friday-only winter passenger runs. However, in 1956, it would have its gearbox failed, and then dismantled the following year. And all that was left was the chassis of Grass Chomper, which got converted into a conflat. The Skarloey Railway would not have a new number 5 until 1959. that being Rusty, the little maintenance diesel.
Wow. I have some mixed feelings about this. A number 5 before me.
A pioneering engine? Fascinating.
The next day, things still ran like clockwork on the Scarlet Railway. And at the end of the day, Sir Handel had just finished up arranging the last bit of rolling stock.
Finally, we're heading home.
But then there was trouble. I'm sorry, old boy, but the switches are jammed, so I'm afraid you're gonna have to spend the night here.
Where are you going?
Home for supper, answered the fireman. Sir Handel was speechless and watched as the other narrow gauge engines went home to Groven's Gate. At first, Sir Handel slept fine. That was until early in the morning. He woke up to some strange noises. His eyes darted along the depot, and that's when he realized the conflat wasn't even there. He looked around frantically for it.
Phew, it's just a fallen branch.
His worries were far from over, as another noise loomed in the dark.
Hello? Who's there?
It sounded like rolling stock moving on the tracks. And then he saw it. A glowing light that levitated over what appeared to be a chassis of a slate truck. Sir Handel thought it could be none other than the Grass Chomper.
No, Chew.
He closed his eyes tightly until he heard a horn.
Hold tight, Sir Handel. I got your ghost.
It was Rusty. He caught what appeared to be a slate truck being pushed by teenagers.
Trespassers! Oh, Rusty, thank you so much.
The maintenance crew arrived earlier today. I felt sorry that you were stuck in the depot all night, so I thought fixing the points would be our first stop.
We're just having some fun.
Shut it, you lot. The workmen got to work dealing with the teenagers as well as fixing the points as well. Sir Handel was glad to be heading back to Groven's Gate to have a little bit of a sleep in before work. Until...
Hey, Sir Handel, check it out.
Egads! So that's where the conflat went. It was here all along. Whatever is it doing here?
Well, considering I'm buying a battery-powered engine, our chief engineer and I agreed on a proposal of bringing Grass Chomper back to life.
Indeed, Mr. Percival. We're bringing Grass Chomper back to its former glory. I think my father would be most pleased.
A new face on the railway!
Well now, it may not be in a spooky way, but it looks like Grass Chomper will be coming back to the Scarlowy Railway.
Morning, gents.
Halloween time was on rapid approach to the island of Sodor, and all the engines were getting ready for the holiday. Oh, jeez, gosh, sorry. Anyways, so our story begins with Scarlowy getting a face painting at the Sodor Steamworks.
So why exactly am I being dressed up as, some spider engine again?
Well, Scarlowy, I was watching a trailer of this upcoming horror named Choo Choo Charles when the inspirational idea came to mind that we can do both a cosplay and an ad for the Charles. So we're just tweaking your haulage wagon with added legs, and me and the roof will work from there.
Believe me, this will be one of the greatest Halloween moments ever.
Yes, this should be enriching for all of us.
Further down the line, Duncan was picking up some coaches at the depot. He was to bring some passengers from the lakeside to the showgrounds along the Ulfstead branch line. He was most surprised to see Duncan on his haulage wagon on robotic spider-like legs.
What the heck, Sir Louis? I know you're old, but I didn't think you have a wheelchair with legs.
With brute honesty, Duncan, I never fully agreed to this, eh? The Halloween party was on full swing, although Mr. Percival was having some concern.
Delilah, tests have been made, right?
Don't worry, sir. With the remote control in hand, nothing will go wrong.
Well, Miss Delilah, I must say this monstrous display is the highlight of the year's Halloween party. Care for some punch?
Sure, thanks. Oops.
And then there was trouble.
Madam, watch out!
Oh, Cripe! Look out!
Heavens above! I am so sorry, Delilah.
Unbeknownst to Rusty, the little diesel who was picking up scraps left on the side of the line, Skarloey was heading straight for him uncontrolled.
Wait, stop! What the heck is that? Help! Help!
Rusty tried to reverse back as fast as he could.
I'm sorry, sir. I mistook my controller for a cup.
Fine, controller. We just hit Skarloey. Come on, Duncan. Follow that rampaging robot.
And with that, the Scottish Yellow Engine and his controller set chase for the runaway rampaging robot. Along the way, they found poor Rusty's train derailed.
Some engine with lights crawled to me and knocked my train over.
It was here.
Just then, Cleo came by. She had Ruth, carrying an unusual-looking weapon.
Hope I'm not too late. I had to put together a wire gun back in my workshop. The electric components on the robot are exposed, and we all know wire and electricity don't mix well. Say, those pieces of scrap, mind if we take them?
What for?
For Duncan's protection.
Ruth rallied up the scraps to make Duncan a freelance-looking armor, just in case the robot decides to attack Duncan.
Ruth, I look ridiculous.
But there was no time for hesitation. They had an engine to save.
Good luck, you two, and be careful.
So Ruth and Duncan were off. They searched high and low for Skarloey on the runaway robot. Duncan whistled out, only to receive his echo back down the line. Then they stopped. They could have sworn they heard some rumbling. Sure enough, it was Skarloey heading straight for them. With that, the chase was on. Duncan went over the bridge, rounded a bend, and ahead was Rennius Tunnel.
Let's go tunnel! I got an idea!
The plan was set into action. While the robot was focused on trying to get through the tunnel, Ruth blasted water at the electrical components. The robot malfunctioned and collapsed to the ground.
Yes! Skarloey, are you okay?
No, I'm in a real razzie, eh? I am done. Absolutely done with this shenanigans. I don't want any other engines using my haulage wagon. I don't want any person tweaking and adding new
newfangled technologies with my haulage wagon. I just want my haulage wagon the way it was back in the 1860s! Sorry. Please, fetch help.
I remember Scarlois seeing me from this tunnel back at 59. Now, the tables have turned.
With that, Ruth and Duncan got to work to help Scarlois. Well, all's well that ends well.
Oh, good evening, traveller. Here to catch a train? Well, you've come to the right place, but at the wrong time. Especially in this time period, where steam engines are approved for passenger travel. Almost everyone was excited about the new era of transport. I say almost because in 3 days, there have been reports of men going mad from a simple train ride. You lot should do well to heed my warning, or tonight you will learn the lessons of change being scary, both physically and psychologically.
I must say, that was quite the performance the circus pulled off tonight.
It was good, though I can't help but notice that horse from the show was a tad disobedient.
Maybe that, or perhaps it was the surroundings and environment that stirred up the horse.
Environment?
Yes. The bright colors and loud audience was probably too much for the poor stallion to bear. That goes for animals in general. It's a common fear for when we see things unfamiliar.
You seem very certain about these things.
I have a friend of mine who happened to be a zoologist. What he learned makes me wonder if the same can happen to us humans. Britain is on a rapid industrialization, you know.
I hate to think of such a thing. We've already had to deal with the mania last decade.
Pardon my eavesdropping, but a man turning savage from an unknown environment? Rather ludicrous, if I'm honest. There have been men out there who's done voyages across the 7 seas as well as to other areas around the world. They've encountered foreign countries and haven't even lost composure. Do you lot intend on remaining third class?
Just you wait, ya prat! My time as a boxer will soar, and will be just as good as you, famous and wealthy.
Calm yourself, Darlington. Let's just hop on board the train. And better have some umbrellas out. It's gonna rain tonight.
Sir? Is everything alright? Oh, Christ almighty!
Darling, did you hear something?
I'm sure it's just the ambience of the carriage, madam. Oh, good God!
call that a bounding, Humpter Frumple?
Good God!
I'll handle this one. I got my defense claws you got me for Christmas, remember?
Of course. Let him have it, darling.
Stay back, you ungodly Ouch!
For God's sake, someone do something!
First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Discombobulate. Dazed, counter with cross to left cheek.
Honey! Are you alright?
I'm fine. Is he down? Yes, he's knocked out cold.
Gentlemen, please! There must be some sort of witchcraft involved. Unhand me at once!
By Jove, he was like some savage animal.
Animal. And there you have it!
Well then, that was a rough ride, wasn't it? Well, that was one of the dozens of events from madness. Well, consider ourselves fortunate that over time, the reports of men turning savage from rail travel has dwindled. It just goes to show that while change can be scary, sometimes we'll need to get used to it. Even if hard decisions will be made. So count yourselves lucky that the chance of someone attacking you on a train is low, but never zero. Take care, traveler.
Boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. It's our town of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene. Trick or treat. Tell your neighbors gonna die right. It's our town. Everybody scream. This town of Halloween.
I am the one hiding under your bed, teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise.
Down that corner and hiding in the trash can, something's waiting at a punch and pound.
This is Halloween! Red and black.
And slimy green.
Aren't you scared? Well, that's just fine. Say it once, say it twice, take a chance and roll the dice. Ride with the moon in the dead of night.
Everybody scream! Everybody scream!
In our town of Halloween.
I am the clown with the tearaway face.
Here in a flash and gone than trace.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everyone's waiting for the next surprise.
Skeleton Jack might catch you in the back and
Scream like a banshee, make you jump out of your skin.
This is Halloween,
Everybody scream. Won't you please make way for a very special guy?
One Man Jack is king of the pumpkin patch. Everyone fails in a